Representative Tina Orwall with the 33rd District. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
How'd you survive the snowstorm?
You know, that was quite challenging. I don't think I've ever driven in that much snow in my life. We had, 16 to 18 inches in Olympia, and it really almost shut down the city. But we still got here. We made it to work.
That's true. So this is now the third week. You have some very important bills, and one of the things that legislators are looking at this year is gang activity throughout the state, but also just, per district. There seems to be more gang activity in some districts than others. How is your district when it comes to gangs?
You know, we have a very high rate of gang activity. There was a shooting this summer where 11 people were shot, and that's less than a mile from my home. And, we've been concerned because there's been a huge escalation. There's been a 30% increase in gang activity arrests in South King County over the last 5 years.
I understand there are several gang bills going through the system.
You know, I'm really pleased with the bills that are going through. One is a gang court bill. And what they have found in other areas is that if you really have judges and staff specializing in how really to intervene on these crimes, they can be very effective. And they can have these members coming and reporting back to the courts on a regular basis to keep them accountable for some of these changes. And also diversion. You know, we want to help these young adults get out of gangs and get on the right track. And that's what that bill's about.
And then there is a prevention intervention bill also.
Right, and one of our challenges during these tough times is we know the right thing to do is to invest in these kids and do it early before they're in the gangs if they're high risk, or early on before they have years of activity. And so this bill really focuses on that early intervention, and they've been very creative of looking at ways to fund it through the AG's office and other ways because we know it's the right thing to do. We got to help these kids early before they end up in prison.
And along the same lines, you have a bill about stolen automobile parts.
One of the other issues in South King County is there's a lot of stolen vehicles, and then these parts go to different shops and are sold off. And there's huge rings. And the law enforcement in our area are doing an excellent job, but these take years to investigate because these parts end up in so many different vehicles, and it could take a long time to track them down. So my bill extends it from 3 to 6 years to allow the officers to have more time to do the investigations and still be able to prosecute. I mean, to have done 3 years and then be just off the date of prosecution means all that work, it doesn't come to fruition. This is the top priority for the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs.
Now, getting off that subject a little bit, your suicide prevention bill, which is also huge.
Well, there is a substitute on it, and it's supposed to move out of committee tomorrow. I think some changes were made that are really good. You know, we have a higher suicide rate of youth, and we have a lot of men and women that have served in the military that are at risk. And what we've decided is that it needed to be more than just the mental health system professionals. That really we needed primary care doctors and others working in primary care to get this training. And so we've broadened it, but we've also given each of those disciplines more control of what the training looks like through their boards. So they can design training that's relevant to them to be most effective in the interventions.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add about what you're working?
Well, we continue to work on the budget. I mean, that is our top priority, and I would just say we're looking at all options. It will be, cuts and reforms, and we are looking at new revenue, and we're just working very carefully and very quickly of what we do next.
All right. Well, thank you for having us, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.